I want to talk to you about servicing an S200 HuMa regulator. You may notice after a while that you may be getting air leaking out of this little breather hole. It's a tiny little hole there. Cylinder in the regulator, or between the regulator and the brass firing valve body that screws in this end. Regardless of the problem, the servicing is pretty much the same for both options. You'll need a pair of internal circular pliers and possibly a flat bladed screwdriver, depending on how far you want to go with the servicing. I would say, if you can, service the back end, which I'll show you first, and see how you get on. If that doesn't solve your problem, then move on to the next step, which I'll show you later. The first thing you want to do is obviously drain down all the air in your rifle and make sure it's safe and clear. And then you see there's a circlip in there, so use your circlip pliers, pop them in the circlip, remove the circlip, put that out the way, and there we go. That's the piston there now. There's a couple of ways you can do this next step. You can either just bang it out, just bang it on a powdered surface, or you can use an M4 bolt or grub screw and screw it into the back of the regulator piston. That has been designed into it so that it helps remove the regulator piston. There we go. That's the piston, and basically you'll see there are 6 valve wall washers, or disc springs as they're also known, and there's 2 O-rings. Basically what we want to do is replace these 2 O-rings with the 2 O-rings that come in the set. So basically the one small O-ring will go on the front of the regulator piston, the sort of middle size O-ring will go on the back of the regulator piston, the big O-ring will go on the body of the regulator, and the other one I'll cover in the next step of the service. And basically you want to remove the O-rings. Obviously make a note of the disc springs as well, because they do go in a certain order, and in some of them they are actually different sizes. I know they look similar, but they are actually different sizes depending on the pressure setting of your rifle. So if you can, try not to mess with these. And in most cases you'll have 2 discs going that way, 2 discs going that way, and then 2 discs going that way. So they're in pairs in alternating order. And like I said, just be careful, because some of them are thicker or thinner than others. If you've got access to a vernier, then it's easy enough to work out which is which. So let's just measure that one. It's 0.7 millimeters thick. Measure the next one. 0.8 millimeters thick. So basically if you happen to take them off and weren't paying attention, and you put them back on, don't put 0.7 with 0.7 and 0.8 with 0.8. They need to be in pairs of 0.7 and 8, 0.7 and 8, 0.7 and 8. Otherwise you'll get a strange spring stack. So like I said, you want to get an O-ring tool or something similar, and hook out the old O-ring. And be careful not to scratch the actual regulator piston, because it's a softish material. And pick off the old O-ring, get your new O-ring out the kit. This is a brand new O-ring, so there's no point changing it. And you can use a lube like this. This is airgun lube, or you can use something like ABS M50. Both of these are available from my eShop. You can put a little drop in the O-ring groove, just a tiny amount. You don't need to put a load in, and obviously make sure everything's nice and clean before you pop this in, because you can get leaking if there's any sort of fibers or hairs or other dirt caught between the O-ring and the piston. And then it's the same principle for the back O-ring. Once you're happy with that, make sure that the little plastic disc is still in the bottom of the hole that you can see there, and that's the disc that does the sealing when the regulator closes. So once you're happy, you can again, you can put a little bit of the silicone lube on the O-rings, just a tiny bit. It's just to moisten it. Make sure it's all lubed, and then you can push that back in. You'll pop it past the circlip hole, and then you can put the circlip back in. Make sure the circlip's seated properly. You can do that just by pushing, just to make sure it's seated, because sometimes it feels like it's in, but it's not really. Right, so that's that. And then obviously the body O-ring, same again. Use your O-ring pick to remove the old O-ring, pop a new one on. There we go, and then try the regulator now, see if it works. If you're still getting a problem, then it may mean that you need to service the front end. The reason I don't recommend going right in and doing the front end right away is because this brass screw is how the pressure is actually adjusted, and these generally come preset, and obviously if you start adjusting it, you're going to adjust the regulator pressure, which can then mean that the regulator won't be working at the best pressure for your rifle or caliber. So some of these have a pressure scale sticker on them. That's an example. It's a thing with different pressure settings on it, which is a handy guide, but it's not exact. It gives you a guide of what pressure it's set to, and if your regulator has one of those, then great, it gives you an idea. But basically what you want to do before you start messing with this is you want to adjust, not adjust, you want to measure the depth of the well, basically you want to measure the difference between this edge and the end of the brass adjuster. So basically to see how far the adjuster's been screwed in. So in this case it's 2.77 millimeters. So basically what you want to do then, once you've made a note of the depth, you can then unscrew this with a flat bladed screwdriver, unscrew it away. It's a very fine thread. There you go, and then give it a pull, and there's an O-ring on that adjuster. And again, use your O-ring pick off the old O-ring, and put a drop of your gun lube on there, and again make sure that the plastic disc is in place, and then pop that back in. You need to give it a little squeeze to get it past the threads, and then get your flat bladed screwdriver again and adjust this. And basically you need to set this back to where it was before you took it apart. So in our case it was 2.77 millimeters. So we are going to check that. So 3.4 millimeters, so we need to go in some more. Close, 2.85. So in a tiny bit more. Okay, 2.73 or 2.72, so I'm very close. But because I've gone past, basically what you need to do is go past where you want to go and then back again, and that basically sorts out the backlash in the threads, and it just stops it from changing settings when you're using it. Right, 2.78, so 2.79. Oh, there we go, 2.77. Brilliant. So that's that. Basically, because we put it back in exactly the same place, chances are the pressure setting will be exactly the same. And if you had the pressure scale on here, you could double check the little milled out mark on there. Should again line up with the pressure setting of your regulator. Generally speaking, in a sub 12 foot-pound S200, somewhere between 90 and 100 bar is about right. I generally set them at 95 bar when I post them out, but anywhere between 90 and 100 bar is normally fine in an S200. I hope that helps. Thank you.